What's up, y'all? It's your main man, BG, Pallet Pros Academy, your resident Pallet Pro and mentor. Whatever time you watching this video, I hope that you're having a great week, great midweek, or if it's the weekend, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. And if you're going into the beginning of the week, I hope that you have a wonderful, prosperous week going ahead. All right, so today we just gonna talk about the 5 common things that people run into when they first start this pallet business up. We're gonna discuss that a little bit more when I get back into the warehouse. All right, peace. I'll see y'all soon. Obviously, I was driving earlier. I want to make sure I concentrate on the road and do that, and then now I can go ahead and give y'all my undivided attention. All right. So before I talk, I kind of just said we're gonna get into the 5 things that you're gonna kind of run into, or maybe 5 questions or 5 scenarios, or whatever that you're gonna run into, or even just questions that you might have when you very first starting out this business, or even if you in the business right now. These are just 5 things that common questions I get from people. All right. Now this list is not in any particular order. I just wanted to bring these things up because these are things that have been brought to my attention. All right. Number 1, is the pallet industry saturated? I'm here to tell you that that is 100% false. The pallet industry is not saturated. You have to understand that there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of businesses within this country or even around the world. And if they have a shipping and receiving department, if they ship or receive any type of product, they're going to be dealing with pallets. So that means if there's hundreds of thousands of businesses or millions of businesses, that means that there's billions of pallets. There's no way that one person or even a handful of people can monopolize or corner a particular market. You have to understand, especially when you're starting out, you're not really competing with the big guy down the street or even the guy that's been doing the business for 10 years in his truck. You're really just competing with yourself. So what I would say is, when you go out and you start this business up, go out, introduce yourself, do what you say and say what you're gonna mean. Do what you say and say what you mean when you're talking to people, and build those relationships up from that point on, okay? So that's number 1, is the pallet business saturated. That's 100% false. Number 2, how do I find my suppliers or my buyers for pallets? Well, it's pretty much a game of odds at that point. You know what I'm saying? When you very first starting out, the first thing I would do is hop in your car and drive around to business park, industrial areas, and just look out for pallets, right? When you get to the point where you introduce yourself to that person or that business, right? That business is either going to be a supplier or a buyer from you. What that means is they either going to supply pallets to you, or they're going to need pallets and buy pallets from you. So it's really just a game of numbers. The more doors you knock on, the more suppliers and buyers you're going to run into, and you kind of just build your list up from there, okay? So that's number 2. How do I find the suppliers and buyers? You got to hit it the old school way, knock on doors, make phone calls. The more people you reach out to and touch, the greater your odds are going to be. All right. Number 3. Okay, haul off situations. Let's say you get to a person that's a supplier and they say, hey man, look, I like what you're talking. We have these pallets over here that we need removed from our property. You have now gotten to a haul off situation. What I tell everybody who's very first starting out with this business is charge for haul offs. All right, the price that you come up with is going to be your price that's specific to your business, but I'm going to give you a quick tip. Some of those pallets might have to go to the dump. So what you want to do is call the dump and find out what their dump rates are, so you can kind of get an estimate of what you need to charge the customer to haul off their pallets, okay? So charge for haul offs, especially when you're starting out, because you don't necessarily know what pallets to look for, what can be reused, so on and so forth. So just to keep things real simple, charge for haul offs when you're starting. All right, number 4, what if I don't have a truck? I'll give y'all a tip. Right now you can see my 2 trucks. I got a 12-foot flatbed and I got a 24-foot flatbed over there. But guess what? When I first started, I had no truck at all. I went to Home Depot and rented their little 1995 truck for 2 hours or whatever, but I used to rent it for the whole day. So after I had my suppliers, had my buyers, I would line up the days. I would go pick up my pallets from the buyer, pick up the pallets from the supplier, move it to the buyer, and I would do that with a Home Depot truck. I did that for a couple of months till I was able to save up enough money and then get my 12-foot flatbed. Also, you don't have to use Home Depot. You can rent, if you already have, let's say you have a truck, you could actually, if you have a pickup truck, you can actually put the pallets on your pickup truck. There's a specific way that you can do that, hold about 30 pallets at a time. So let's say you got a customer that needs 30 pallets. You can use your pickup truck. You can also get a trailer from U-Haul. You can rent trailers. You got Penske. You got Enterprise truck rental. There's a lot of places out there to where if you need a truck, you can rent a truck and you can do the business with no truck. I understand when you very first starting out, you might not have that, so look into those options. And then number 5, and this is probably the biggest one. This is more important than number 1 through 4, and it's all about your mindset, right? Your mindset. And this spans across industries, and this is just life in general. You got to have a winner's mindset when you're getting into, life, right? If you have a defeatist mentality to where you always complaining about something, then ain't nothing gonna work out. This pallet business is definitely not gonna work out. You're gonna get mad every time you see somebody else with more pallets on their truck than you. You're not gonna be able to get no business because your attitude gonna be jacked up, and you just ultimately gonna end up, this is gonna fail, you know what I'm saying? Just like many other things might have failed in your life because your mindset. So I wanna leave this with y'all. Obviously, one of my favorite players of all time, Michael Jordan, when he stepped in the court, he said sometimes he had to create an enemy in his own mind so he could play up to his full potential. Now, I'm not saying you got to go to that extreme, but you have to understand that the only person that you are battling with is yourself. Nobody else matters. The guy with more pallets on his truck don't matter to you. The huge businesses that's making millions of dollars with these pallets or whatever don't matter to you. You just need to focus on what you got to do in your own personal business from day to day. And I promise you, if you focus on the positive and do what's right and do the right things, then your business is going to succeed. All right. So if you're watching this video and you enjoyed the information that I was saying, and you like what I was saying, go ahead and just click the link below the video. Set up a consultation call with me so we can chop it up and we can see if Pallet Pros Academy is going to be a right fit for y'all. All right, it's your man BG, Pallet Pros Academy, your resident Pallet Pro and mentor, signing out. Peace.